Hello, we're live. Okay, Hannah Charles, are you here? Welcome. Welcome, everybody, as you come in. If I miss anybody, let me know. And I don't really want to wait, but I don't know if anybody's in here yet, so I have to give it a minute. So, what's been happening, everybody, in the YouTube streets, in your life? As everybody knows, there's been a lot of drama this week around things I don't even know about. So I can't really talk about that because I don't really know about it other than so much drama. It's crazy. Okay, anybody coming in? So I'm just hanging out Saturday. It's afternoon here. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm hanging out with my pups and we're just having a good time. One of them just ate, and now I'm in here chatting with, okay, I see a couple people have come in. I'm going to give it just a couple minutes here. So I don't want to talk to myself. I will, though. I mean, I do. I talk to myself a lot. I claim I'm talking to my dogs, but I'm really talking to myself. So, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. So I'm in Arkansas, and part of the state's already getting snow. Hey, Nightmare. Part of the state's already getting snow, and we're expected to get snow tonight, but I don't think it's supposed to be below freezing here. Hey, Almost Famous. Hey, Heather. It's not supposed to get below freezing here, I think, until overnight, and I don't know if the snow is still going to be here then. I don't want it to snow. A few years ago, I fell on ice, and I've had to have. Hey, oh, you already. I sorry, said hi. I fell on ice a few years ago. I don't know, 8, 9 years ago, I think, and I had to have 3 major back surgeries after that. So, I slid on a paver, and I just fell flat on my behind. And I think that's what did it, because you really never know with a back injury. It didn't start hurting right away. Well, I mean, it hurt when I fell, but I didn't have the pain 24/7 till later, and it was in my lower back. So now that a few people are in here, I will continue on with what we have planned. Yesterday, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen Jesse, California. He posts a lot of video. I'm guessing it's a he. I don't know. He posts a lot of videos about Natasha Cooper. And yesterday he made a post about that she had doxed him. She had, well, he's claiming it was her, but I don't think there's any way he can know who it is. So maybe he's just guessing because he makes a lot of videos about her, as do I. And so I've had a lot of comments from different people who are on the Natasha Cooper train, and they like to tell me, you didn't do any research, or, you're lying or whatever, but I didn't. So I know what I'm doing here. And I mean, I used to work in news, so I know about not saying things that aren't true. And I do know how to research, but I don't have to research any more than I want to. I mean, I don't work according to what somebody tells me to do. So he posted that Natasha Cooper had doxed him by using his mother's real picture and his mother's real name in a video. So he said he wasn't making any more videos about Natasha because of that. So dogs are trying to get in. So what do y'all think about that? I've only been YouTubing here about a month, and I've already had a couple things happen like that. And Man, I don't know. Hey, crime scene cleaner. I mean, I don't think I didn't come into this thinking that if I didn't use my full name, people wouldn't find me. I mean, you can't put email addresses out there and PayPal links or anything like that and keep yourself private. I never dreamed I would try to be private. I just didn't want to use my whole name as my name and my page. So I know it's going to happen. What do y'all think about? I think it's sad going real life will never be okay, right? Crime scene cleaner. She's got a lot of chihuahuas working for her. Is that like a dog chihuahua? I have 2 little dogs that might be mixed chihuahua. Bark, bark, bark. Yeah, that's hard to spell. Chihuahua is one of those words I don't really try to spell. You can just put CHI. A lot of people know what that means in the dog world. So it is scary when somebody, it's a scare tactic, really. I mean, if somebody wants to use a picture of my parents or their names, they're both in, one's in, what's it called? Assisted care. My dad, he can't walk very good, and he's got heart issues now. I mean, my parents are 85 years old, so, and my mother is living in it's not assisted living, but it's a retirement community. Yeah, Almost Famous. No, but the autocorrect didn't even, they're like, yeah, not more. I mean, it is expected. I know that this happens. Yeah, crime scene. You got to protect yourself up front, and they'll bring out dirty laundry. The thing is, I don't have any dirty laundry. I have a few things that I only tell certain people, but I don't have any legal stuff. I mean, I have a few. I think I have 2 or 3. I think I have 3 speeding tickets in my life. And let's see. That's it. I don't have any. You're not going to find a mugshot of me. You're not going to find any of that stuff. And I don't know about Jesse, California. I don't know that person. And I don't know, maybe his or her mother is famous or something like that, but we're not. I'm just an average person who's worked since I was 16 years old and, continue to work and support myself. And if somebody wants to dox me, then they can. I know that people were after Country Joe. I wish Country Joe would come in. I know that she's got somebody who's claiming she's a scammer, and Natasha had that person on her panel the other afternoon, before the big reveal that day. But I couldn't understand what she was saying. What that I didn't know what that person was saying about Country Joe, other than what Country Joe said. And Country Joe, I mean, she can stand up for herself, and they're not going to run her off. They're not going to run me off. So, Irvin, yes, it's only a matter of time till somebody exposes your messages. This is why there's nothing I'll say in text I haven't already said to that person myself. That's a good idea, Irvin. Yes. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say anything to anybody who is on my, who's in YouTube, like that I only know through YouTube. And the few things that are out there about me that they might try to use to embarrass me, I'm going to just let them do that. And then I'll be like, yeah. So I'm not going to spill all my little beans. There's a few, but I don't have any, I'm not in trouble. Never have been. And don't plan to be. Okay. Well, what do y'all think about, does anybody know what was going on this week with the big reveal, the big build up to all that was going on. I don't even know. Hi, Irvin, almost famous, crime scene cleaner. Does anybody know? Just answer yes or no if you know what the big thing was with Natasha the other night. I do know that if you're on that channel, and I did make a video about it this morning about hiring mods for Natasha. Man, when those people leave over there, they get chewed out and talked about forever. But yeah, Irvin, that's true. We don't need it over here. I didn't even know what was going on. I had it on for a few minutes, and then I was just like, okay, 30 minutes have passed, and this person still hasn't said anything. And then when she started talking, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. So I went back and watched TV again. Crime scene cleaner says people can bring and do drama, but there is a line that really should never be crossed. If you have a shady past, be transparent about it, own it, and move on. Yeah, if you have a shady past as somebody who defrauded someone else and took money from them, you probably don't want to be in the business of fundraising. Nightmare says, I listened to hours of it, can't make any sense of it. Oh, BS from years ago, I think from a totally different community. Hardly anybody knew about what it was all about. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people in their work didn't know. It was messy and didn't make any type of sense, right? Crime scene. Yeah, I couldn't tell. It's hard to say. I don't know a lot of times what people. So I had somebody on Natasha's team or friend or one of her subscribers came into one of my videos and asked me if I think they thought I was MJ or something. And I said, at the time, I did not know who MJ was. I didn't know MJ was Melissa Jade until this week. Because I finally, I heard Melissa Jade this. I don't know anything about Melissa Jade. I don't know who that is other than MJ. They use MJ for Melissa Jade. And so I was just like, I don't know who y'all are talking about. And they quit asking me. Irvin says everybody's got a past. I did time. And that's never been a secret, but I'm on my way to becoming a physician's assistant. That's awesome. That's a wonderful career, Irvin. I've heard that nurse practitioners and physician's assistants really can make more money than doctors because they don't have as much. I don't know if that's true, but you don't have as much insurance and like you work in a clinic, you don't have to run the clinic. I don't know. I really think it comes down to morals and integrity and keep private things private. Yeah. I agree. Shit rolls downhill. Sure does. Sure does. Well, what do y'all think though about, would you ever dox anybody? I just wouldn't do that. If I can't find anything on somebody, I'm not going to bring their parents into it. I'm not going to do that. Or kids. Not anybody. Okay, I'm not bringing anybody's kids up if they're under 18. The only reason I would bring somebody's kid up is if they participate in the chats and have their own channel and all that stuff, and they're over, 18. So yeah, but I just I know that's got to be scary when I had somebody use my picture, a picture that they found on the internet that I haven't used on YouTube, a picture of me, and they were using some unknown unknown individual, I think is what they're calling themselves, and they have my picture. I just said don't use my picture, but they still do. Don't use my picture. Irvin says he'd never take the time out of his day to find info on anyone in YouTube. I don't have that kind of hate. Me either. I don't hate anybody. There's some people I really dislike a lot. And I mean, I guess as a creator, if I had people making videos about me all the time, I know that's got to get old for Natasha. But then there are people who were trying to get her to stop. Yeah, these aren't real life friends. That's right, Crime Scene. I mean, on YouTube, if somebody's a real-time friend, then you talk to them outside of YouTube. And I mean, even I've had internet friends that have come and gone, but we didn't know each other, not YouTube, but just Facebook or whatever. And maybe might have gotten close with them and stuff, but I just wouldn't. Irish Crime, hey, welcome. I just it's hard enough to have real friends in real life, but internet friends, you have to really be careful because you don't even know if that person is who they say they are. Just you have to guard yourself a little bit. Yes, they get way too involved. Yes, Almost Famous. I mean, if you're coming on and sad fishing because your feelings got hurt, and you do that a lot all the time, something in your YouTube life's just not going well. I mean, it's just not going well. And maybe you should be careful. So some people just coming in, we were talking about California. Jesse California got his mother's name and photo were used in making a video. And so he said he's no longer going to make videos about Natasha Cooper, who he blamed for that. And like I said, I don't know if she did it. He doesn't know if she did it. I mean, I don't know if he knows that. I don't know how he would know that. So, yeah, Irish, I know. It's terrible. It's just wrong to do, and nobody should do that kind of thing. So I'm wanting to do some true crime stuff, and I don't know what. I know Summer Wells is the big thing right now, or the big thing that a lot of you people in the drama crime community are doing. But I mean, I don't think I can add anything to that. And I'm definitely not going to go to their house and yell at them with the bullhorn. And have y'all seen that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, her Cray team did it. Almost Famous. Yeah, somebody. I mean, there's how many mods? 60 something. Yeah, there's a lot of cases, and I'm going to pick one to do next week because I've got to go do the research before I can start talking about it. I did know this week the news came out that the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, they're stopping Moab. That report was completed, and the one thing that really stood out was that they said they failed to arrest Gabby. Did all of y'all follow that case? If you didn't, put a 1. If you didn't follow that case, put a 1 in the chat. So yeah, I mean, I know the way. Oh, really? Almost Famous? What's the name of that? Do you know? I mean, I know that the officers on scene determined that Gabby was at fault because that one phone, that one person called and said that. But before that, somebody else reported that he was hitting her. So I don't get, after they did the whole report, why they still blamed her. But do you think that would have kept her from getting killed? Yeah, crime scene. Brian should have been arrested. 2 witnesses called 911 and stated he hit her. And Halverson parents almost. Okay, I'll look that up. Yeah, the initial 911 call said that he was hitting her, and then everybody knows what happened in that. I just thought it was surprising that after they had reviewed everything, that they came back and said they failed to arrest her. They say they failed to take her injuries seriously, and they failed to consider all the reports received. Oh, okay. So I didn't hear that part. Yeah, crime scene. I do too. Hey, Poison Ivy. Crime scene. I do. I think that he would have killed her either way. And I know that she got really upset about being arrested and didn't want to be separated. And maybe part of that was she didn't want to be left away. She was going to get arrested. But then, they put him up in a motel, and they gave her the van to sleep in, which I thought she was afraid. So I don't know. I just think you should be a little, before you go on a cross country trip. It's sad that she was so dependent upon Brian to protect her, and then he's the one who killed her. Oh, I love a good trial too, Irish. We haven't had any good trials on TV since what? Jody Arias after? I'm trying to remember. Seems like there used to be more trials on TV. Hey, Louisiana love. Yeah, there was a time 10, 20 years ago when Nancy Grace and some of those other people were covering this stuff at night all the time on HLN and stuff. And then they would do trials on live and stuff. And maybe I just don't know where they are now, because I have kind of been away from that for a bit the last few years. Oh, wow. 23 years old, cut the head off the parents and burned in the fireplace. Oh, ooh. Rosenberg and Groves. Is that the same one that we're talking about? I just can't imagine. So there's a woman missing now. I guess, I don't think they found her. She was on a paddleboard and went out in the river here in Arkansas, and they found the paddleboard. So I don't know. Irvin's heading to the bank. Forgot child support. Hey, bring us some money back. Yeah. Not so much. Boiled her head. Almost Famous. I do. I have I have Hulu streaming, so I get regular TV through that. But Come back when you can, Irvin. Hi, Tracy. So yeah, I'll get on some true crime in here next week, and I'll pick a case and do some research on it and then come in and chat about it. Plus, I'm learning how to do StreamYard, which is what I'm on today. It's my first time to do the StreamYard, so I'm learning I got to learn how to share my screen and everything so that when I do cover a case like that, I can show you guys stuff. I don't think it's that hard, but let me see what this does. Share, okay. Share screen and all that, yeah. What's everybody up to this weekend? Thanks, Almost Famous. I'm really into college football, so it's all done for this season. Hey, Natasha Victim, welcome. Better late than never, huh? Well, we were talking about doxing. If you want to get back into that, switch back over to that for a minute. You might have heard that Jesse California says that he was doxed by Natasha. Hey, Alexis, welcome. That his mother's picture and name was used in a video. And so he's no longer going to make videos about Natasha. I'm just saying what he said. I don't know if she did it. I have no idea. Glitter Fodder, welcome. And you're watching Joel Guy Jr. trial, who murdered his parents. Hey, Pastor Mill. Hey, I did a video about you. Welcome. Please subscribe. That time you went on Natasha's panel and got cussed out and doxed, I mean, that was ridiculous. You can do a private StreamYard and do lots of practicing. Oh, okay. Irish, I'll do that. I just got it hooked up this morning. Social media addicts destroy childhood similar to crackheads, and alcoholic gamblers pay now. Oh, I learned how to do something. T for 2. Pay now and invest in kids offline. Oh, is that a... For a second, I thought that was a spam or something. Oh, did you change it to psych wards? And that says social media. Psych wards are full of people, young people who had parents who were social media addicts, who screamed all the time, neglected their kids, resulting in young people with no coping skills. Oh, wow. Eek. Okay. So back to this. So T for 2 was saying, so you do that in front of your kids and everything? Ugh. Did I miss anybody? Glitter Fodder, welcome. Yeah, I think this is true. Almost Famous psych wards are full of those between 18 and 23 who have zero coping skills. Somebody posted about, it was a meme about if kids went from getting their butts whipped to getting time out, and did that change society? Because it seems like the younger generation now, they just don't have the skills that we all had. I don't know. Who reported their parents screaming on social media? Is that one of the trials we're talking about? Neglectful, etc. I mean, I could see how you'd be neglectful of children now, because we get sucked into the internet, and it's like there's this whole world going on around us and outside of our homes. And I mean, I've noticed that with being on YouTube, that my life kind of started revolving around YouTube and this YouTube world. And I need to remember that this is just a little part of my life. Not prepared for life. Yeah. These social media addicts are not preparing their kids. I mean, do y'all hear about a lot where you live about kids found wandering around outside, 3-year-olds in the middle of the street? And I always thought that was parents were on drugs. Psych units have all ages and actually more and more elderly lately. Wow. I did work in a psych ward. Well, it was a behavioral hospital for children. And there's just a lot of kids that get into the system like that, and maybe they have foster parents. Foster parents aren't any better to them than the home they were from, and their life it's just not good. Yeah, no social coping skills. So I think a lot of the kids that I saw were, when I was in there, working in there, were either had their own mental illness or they had been abused so much that they were, when you get treated badly as a child or as an adult, you tend to act out on that. And so, yeah, that's what happens. Hannah Charles says, what's this? Uh-oh. Oh, Hannah. So what? Her casino fund is up. I saw something. Somebody else said she was trying to take a break and go in the casino. Okay, Pastor Mill, let me talk to you a minute about what happened to you. Let's see. You went up on Natasha's panel and said that you had trouble with her her behavior as a Christian, and she went off on you, right? Completely just chewed you, cussed you out, and then she said your full name, that you had come in, I guess your email address or something that you had come into her with that was private, and she put your name out there, and then she pulled up a dead pastor. I'm not sure tell me what that was all about. Oh yeah, Almost Famous. Your kids are old enough to not have the phone all the time. Yeah. So the next epidemic, T, is parents being addicted to the internet and neglecting their kids. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, there are kids that need psych help. When I first adopted the last dog that I adopted, he became a therapy dog. I became a therapy handler, and we put a lot of time and energy into that. And we were going to a children's behavioral hospital, a couple of them, as a couple places we went. We also visited adults, and he growled at this little. He didn't growl. He kind of showed his teeth to this little boy who was there, who had been really quiet. Just came in and was just really quiet and sat down, and so I had to retire him. I think Iris has got the right idea there. Not all children, and she's 50 with 4 grown children, and you just have to moderate everything in moderation. It's just, it's easy to get sucked in. Pastor Meal. Yeah, a lot of fundraisers. Well, and then the fundraisers, and then the slap in your face, like, ha ha, look at me, I've got another fundraiser. And then people keep giving. I guess if they want to keep giving, they can. I agree with you, Louisiana Love. This generation will most definitely have unprecedented mental health issues. Pastor Mill, I was sickened by her behavior, but what else is new? Oh, yeah. Kept you muted. Oh, no. So the person that she pulled up, the dead pastor, was that person related to you? Yes. But make no mistake, addicts on social media are just as damaging to their families as any other addict. Agreed? Oh, man. She doxed you. After she cursed you out, Pastor Mill. I've used that rant to make a video, and also I know another creator did just this week, I believe. Yeah, she said you weren't even a pastor. It's wrong. So, what kind of church are you a pastor for? If you want to say, you don't have to. I would let you up here if I was well versed in how to do that. I'm just learning StreamYard. Okay. You just have the same name and you're not. That's odd. Your name wasn't. Well, I guess your first name was the name of a president. So that wasn't that rare. Oh, wrong race, huh? Sometimes I wonder if all this trying to fight back is worth it. It seems to never end, no matter how bad the behavior. I know. I don't understand. I don't even know what can be done. But I have, I had someone in here the other day who had escaped after spending about $500 over there. So, if you can just help one person, you're helping somebody. All right. There we go. You ended up showing your identification to squash any false allegations. A community where you called out a creator and he's still there, but hanging on, barely hanging on, I guess. Yeah, Louisiana Love. We did get on to Natasha because Pastor Mill came in, and so I'll never forget Pastor Mill going on when Natasha had a live, and she was asking if she had hurt you personally to come on, and then proceeded to yell and curse at everybody who came up. I don't know. So many people start opening their eyes to who NC is, and more people are walking away. Well, yeah, because I mean, if you're over there and you don't have any money and you feel guilty for not giving money, parents should limit their screen time by setting an example. I mean, kids watch everything you do, so you have to be careful about, what you say and what you do. Your kids know. Junior pastor for a church. I don't know what that is. Okay, so you've been pastor at several. Making sure trying not to miss anything. Irish, I think you're right. I think people come to their own conclusions when they have been out way too much money or verbally abused. So I was verbally abused by my family growing up, and that stuff sticks with you. You don't forget it, and you carry all that carries over into your life. Here we go. Oh, you have an outreach ministry? That's great. Yeah, let's still call her out because she's not going to slow down. I mean, the money's flowing. Nightmare, it's true. Many people have woken up, so it may be worth it. I'm not fighting tight, but I do want to stand up for those who have bullied and scammed or abused. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You don't have an issue with her money. You have an issue online for what it's being used for. Okay, so, and when you say that, are you just talking about her 20,000? The 20,000? Yeah, Pastor, I think you're talking back about when I was saying about verbal abuse. That's why whenever Natasha is cussing someone out, I feel it. I feel it in my gut because it sounds like something that I had in my childhood a lot. Crime scene, you did? Yeah, I loved it. Rusty only got to be a therapy dog. We were only a therapy team for about a month, maybe. And I'd spent, well over $400 between my class I had to take and testing for him, for us to go through testing and registration and a little vest that he has. He still has his vest. He just can't be a therapy dog anymore. Here you go. You can't be scammed or bullied online if you're not online. But, I mean, everybody's online now. Are we talking about when y'all don't think that the money's obvious, the money's right? Do you think it's? Are you talking about the casino? I mean, are you talking about the 20K? Because the rest of it, if it's birthday money or anything like that, it's just. Oh, thanks, T for 2. Yeah, my hair, I just started wearing it this way, I guess a year or so ago. Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, here we go. It's all of the fundraising money. If you say sweet tea, then use it for sweet tea. Don't make a video and say, I'm not buying sweet tea. I'm using the funds for something else. That's fraud. And that was the sweet comment. Thank you, sweet tea. Or sweet tea. Tea for 2. Sorry. You're sweet tea now. Oh, thank you, Pastor Mill. Thank you so much. I am just who I am. Is everyone online? I would say most people are working, doing things with their kids or families, housework, cooking, crafts, building. Right. Most people are doing other things besides. Right. So you can't have a car accident if you're not in a car. Yeah, that's true. I mean, in this world, not being on the internet is more rare than it is common to not be. But I do know people who don't really hang out on the internet that much. And YouTube is a whole nother time sucker. So thank you very much. I like my hair. Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Drug and bomb sniffing. So a friend of mine is a dog trainer for the Pause in Prison program here in our state. And so I went with her for some of her visits while I was helping her with dog rescue. And I've been in, I guess, 4 prisons in Arkansas, 1 female and 3 male. It's not somewhere I want to go. I want to live. Yeah, I think T for 2, most people probably don't spend that much time. Maybe they're on Facebook a little bit or whatever their choice is. Let's see what Pastor Mill says. Well, Pastor Mill, was that when you were as a pastor and so you've collected and had to be held accountable for? I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? So the dog training thing is really fun, really, really fun. I'd love to train dogs. I don't know why I never tried to learn how to do that. I've tried a lot of different things in my life, different pastimes and work jobs. I graduated from college when I was 40, so I'm kind of a late bloomer, have been all my life. And here I am just getting into YouTube, and I just turned 61. So thanks, Pastor Mill, for answering me. Oh, it was so rewarding. Yeah, that's how you got into cleaning crime scenes. That's amazing. Bomb sniffer dogs. And so the dogs that my friend trains, and the Paws in Prison trains, they train dogs just to be good citizen, good pets. But my friend also does training. Right now, she started doing training dogs to be water detection dogs, and they go out when there's a water leak under the ground, and they can find it because the smells that come up and the gases that come up. So I don't know how she got into that. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but that's how she got into that. I mean, I don't know how she got into that. And then another lady that we're friends with trains service dogs and matches them with people, and that's an amazing job. Yeah, Irish. I mean, I guess if it starts affecting your home life and your job and your just mental health, it's time to take a break. Yeah, crime scene. It's very consuming. Here's the thing right here. I enjoy it, but know where the off button is. So I was talking about this the other day. I love to be outside. So the other day, 2 days this past week, I had a fire in my fire pit, and I sat outside and built the fire and played in the fire, and got some fresh air and stuff. And then 3 days I went for 5+ mile walks, and I run a little bit. So that's what I try to do. But like now, the next 2 days, the weather's not going to be so great, and I tend to spend more time, absorbed into the YouTube world. Oh, that's good, T. Sweet Tea. I'm going to call you that. Oh, a mold detection dog. That's great. Dogs can be trained on a lot. Everybody knows about how they look for bodies and drugs. And oh, you got to take your dogs to work. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. It is addictive. So maybe I'll do some research on that, or have you on panel, and you can talk about what you know about it. Yes, I have a little fire pit I got, and so now, okay, because another thing I did last week was go out and get some firewood. There was a tree that's been down forever behind an apartment building, and somebody had been cutting up the wood. So I felt like if they left it out there, they didn't care. But usually I'll ask. But I gathered up some stuff in my little car and loaded it what I can fit. Yeah, I like to play in the fire. Yeah, I think this transparency and hypocrisy, I don't know what her deal is. Oh, wow. What kind of symptoms were they having from the black mold? See, I didn't know that. That is very dangerous. Dogs are good creatures. Obviously, I'm a dog fan, so. Oh, y'all, if you have flu symptoms and it's not the flu or the coronavirus, really, so how does that grow in your home? Crime scene. It is terrifying. So do y'all ever watch Hoarders? I'm guessing Hoarders have a whole lot of, basements and wet, dark, damp conditions. Okay, yeah. Well, how does the deadly mold start? Does it start on certain? I don't know anything about mold, so. The color of the mold isn't important. It's what's the mold type that's important. Black mold produces dangerous spores. They get airborne. Oh. Wow. Did they have to burn the house down? Dang. I don't know what the yes was for. Okay. You mean to clean it up? Oh, you did a fundraiser? Did you buy them groceries or did you actually give the money to them? Oh, taken down. The house was condemned and taken down? That's sad. You gave them the money from the fundraiser? We were talking about Natasha a minute ago. Somebody posted a comment in one of my videos saying that she had been proven to have given all the Christmas money to the families as she said she would. And I don't know anything about that, but if that's true, that's great. That's great because everybody was worried. I have my doubts, but I mean, if it's been proven, but just because somebody wrote that doesn't mean that's true. So I don't know. Every cent went to the family. Now that's how it should be. Where did it go? I meant to put that up. There we go. And yeah, that was nice of y'all to do. Yeah, most fundraisers for other people don't run through. If you do a fundraiser at a bank, then there's no, the bank can't cheat about it because I don't know if this is still the case, but I worked at a bank when I was young, 20 something, and we got 2 weeks vacation and we had to take both weeks, all that time off at the same time together back to back, all of it, 2 weeks vacation, so they could audit everything you did while in the past year. And while I was working at this bank, a friend of mine was he was, I guess it's like a teller in the vault. So the vault, what they would do is take they go all the money, like deposits from businesses. They take those bags and they take everything out, and they're responsible for all that. And so he was saying that he was saying that bags were short money, and then he would, I don't know all the ins and outs, but he would say that the money was the bag was short of what they said it was, and he would pocket that money. And he got caught. They put bait money in, and he got caught. And so the bank told me that I couldn't be friends with him anymore if I was going to work there, that we couldn't be friends. So I really don't know what happened to him. That was a long time ago. I was like, I can't be friends with somebody. Oh, is that what you're really, crime scene? And Glitter Fighter says 2 families. Yeah, and then there was the people who said they needed help. There were some people who said they needed help, and then got crossways with Natasha, and she started telling everybody their name and that they had asked for help. And gosh, I mean, really, I just wouldn't want to consider myself a friend of someone who will talk so badly about people when they're no longer there. There you go. If you wanted to donate money, you went to the bank and made the donation. Pastor Mills says he was thinking about filing against Natasha for doxing him, but just to see if I could prompt a reaction from her. So called lawyers just to see. Oh, the lawyers. So no overhead. Every cent went to the family. That's the way you should do it. I mean, someone not speaking English. I don't know what that is. I'm probably putting something up that's really bad. So is GoFundMe not good? I mean, I don't know anything about it. I have a PayPal. That's all I have currently. I have PayPal that I use for various things. Yeah, T. I mean, if there's a tragedy, there's no reason why a town can't set up a proper collections for the family. And also, a lot of churches do that. I know my sister's house burned to the ground when, I think that was I don't know, they were out of town. And they live way out away from firefighters and stuff, and not much traffic. And so their house was gone by the time it was found. And so friends in the church helped them and gathered donations, and they had them set up to go like, boom. People were bringing food, and the dish, whatever dish that came in, you got to keep because your house burned down, or they got to keep, and it was just, they bought the kids new stuff for their rooms and their favorite toys or whatever. I think they were teenagers when it happened, young teenagers. So, oh, see, that's good. So the floods, yeah. Full transparency. Yeah, so that's the thing with a fundraiser. I mean, Natasha has attorneys, right? So evidently they haven't told her to stop doing the fundraisers. Yeah, that's right. Churches and friends, and all you had back in the day. I know when there's like tornadoes flatten a town or something, they'll get. I've seen donations set up at banks. What's this? Wow. They donated tons of stuff, food, clothing, money, etc. Oh, you're talking about Natasha. Her town said they donated tons of stuff, food, clothing, money, etc. to her when she took her nieces in, yet she said she couldn't get any help from anyone. Her scams go way back. I did read about that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree, T. Yeah, I think that we could help people. I donate to a homeless this group that helps homeless people, and it's called the Van, and they go out in the van, literally go out to homeless camps and take food, um, sleeping bags, whatever the person needs. They take this stuff out, and this guy started this just as himself, and it's grown. It's gotten really big, and he talks about. I mean, some of the people will not live. They just can't mentally, for whatever reason, they cannot live in a home or with other people, or I don't know. Sorry. Oh yeah. If she had lawyers, they would tell her not to talk to those in question or even respond to them. I highly doubt she has lawyers. Yeah, I don't think she has lawyers. I just think that if she had lawyers, she would come on and take a monthly statement or something like that, and just mark out the attorney's names. Not something that she made up and fabricated, but take out the attorney's names and show it. And then why would you want people to still continue to say that you took something when you can prove, took money for something that you didn't use it for, when you can prove, you should be able to prove that you have attorneys, and just prove it, and then we'll leave it alone. Because you won't, because you can't. Wow, T, you are sweet T. That's amazing. Wow. Pastor Mill, you can't harass someone, then claim harassment. The law doesn't work that way. Yeah, yeah. I think because it seems to follow her, the scamming, accusations of scamming. We only know about the one time that there was actual legal ramifications to supposed scamming. So, I don't know. I mean, is there another way she could make money that people wouldn't continue to harass her for feeling like she was scamming people? She is using the lawyers to sue when they strike. Okay, well, she had a strike recently. Did they? I still don't see why you can't prove that you have an attorney if you have an attorney. Don't understand. Louisiana Love says that there's zero chance she has a lawyer. Even if she did, she would have jumped ship by now because her behavior is indefensible. Yeah, I think that if she had an attorney of any merit, maybe she has a friend who's an attorney or friends who are attorneys, and she's saying, "Oh, they're my attorneys." But as far as actually hiring an attorney, don't know about that. Yeah. Wow, sweet tea. I mean, that is amazing that you did that. Applause, kudos. Glitter fodder. If people called the attorneys asking questions, it would verify her harassment claim. So if I were her, I would show the proof. Nobody's going to harass her attorneys. That's nice. This is true, T. A simple life lived is a happy life. She started strike channels, hasn't she, for playing her lives? She says she did. She said she did, but I mean, it's WTF. What is it? News channel, whatever that she streamed during the Gabby Petito case. She streamed them for hours. WFLA and Brian Inton and all that. She streamed them continually. So what's the difference in somebody? And she didn't even like say anything. She just turned it on and everybody's watching, and didn't even stop it and say anything or interject. It was just basic. I'm streaming them through here. Give me money. I don't know. I just don't see what's any different. What? She meets with lawyers at the casino. Yeah, like, hey, this guy's an attorney. That's funny, Pastor. She stated she doesn't want her lawyer to be harassed. There was no lawyer on file in her state yet. In my opinion, she doesn't have a lawyer. Yeah, I don't think she has a lawyer. WFLA, thank you. I mean, I don't know. Oh, this is nice tea. At the end of life, your dad counted the coffees, sunrises, and sunsets. So my father's gotten, like he can't walk, and he's got a walker, and he's in assisted living. And, but unfortunately, he's not got a good attitude like that. He's feeling sorry for himself and everything, and saying he lives in a hellhole when he's got a 650 square foot apartment within this assisted living place and 3 meals a day with a chef. So, yes, News Nation Now. They did a good job covering the Petito case. Yeah, if WFLA would go after her streaming, but I mean, that's all. I mean, that case is over. So, And she's not really doing true crime anymore. 3 strikes and you lose your channel. Not worth it, in my opinion. What's not worth what? Well, and here's the thing: when other people stream her, like if Country Joe streams her, then people will leave her chat and go to Country Joe, so she's missing out on views of people who would watch her if they didn't have any other option to watch, because they want to hear what she's saying and keep track of her and all that. And then so Country Joe cracks me up though. So I mean I laugh so much when Country Joe's talking. I don't know. So here's the deal with striking, is the way I understand it is you can strike somebody and they can counter. And the only way that will stand up is if you take them to court. So is that right? I'm new to YouTube, but that's what I heard. I don't know. I know she's got a couple of strikes that are pending. Oh, you sat out and watched the moon? -30. Wow, that is nice. Wow. Yeah, streaming Natasha's lives. Well, I would stream. I mean, I got to find out what the rule is on that, because my understanding is you can stream someone as long as you are talking, pausing it, chatting about it. And if that's the case, then I'll stream her if somebody else isn't, because I usually have reactions to almost all of it. I'd have to put it on double speed though. Crime Scene, are you saying, I don't know if somebody's still listening and not watching, but here is Crime Scene opinion. The fundraisers PayPal are not all in her name. Therefore, she is able to have multiple running at once and harder for them to catch up on the scam. You mean people are putting those in their name with their, so they'll get the 1099? Because I'm not paying taxes for somebody else's donations. Yes, CJ is totally funny. I got to get her in here sometime. You have to dox yourself to defend a strike. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I didn't use my name on my channel, but all you have to do is follow an email or PayPal and stuff. Wow, Nightmare. So she was contacted by Petito attorneys regarding donations? Really? I didn't know about that. Wow. Well, I know she has receipts for everything, so she's all good. Oh, T, yeah. I love to look at the moon. You know, that's one of the things when I have my fire, I can sit out and look at the moon and, well, the sun and then the moon. But it's not that cold here. Oh, Irish. Okay, I'll have to do some for fair use. I'll have to do some research. If someone strikes you To fight a strike, you must give your real name and address to the person's lawyer who strikes you. So many don't fight it. So many don't fight it. If she strikes you and you counter it, you have to give full legal name and address. Okay. Well, all you got to do is go on Google and put in somebody's name and you can pull up their address. There may be people with similar names, so you got to make sure you're in the right state. And then you also have people in this, with a common name, other people with their name and stuff. So, but still. If they strike you to fight it with the lawyer, your lawyer gets your real name. Yeah. Okay, crime scene. So she has a personal PayPal account, then a business PayPal account, which NC is told on live. So I'm sure she is using her family PayPal as well. If one PayPal is frozen, then the others are still usable. Oh, goodness gracious. You don't need a lawyer to counter strike or even file a strike. You do need to fill in a form with, okay, personal details. Gotcha. Unless NC is their only client that doesn't have a family, there's no way any attorney is watching her videos and on call any time of the day. No, I don't know any attorneys who are on call on Sunday night to talk about a YouTube issue or anything like she says. No, doesn't happen. Okay. But you're not, in Natasha's case, she's not doxing anybody. I mean, she's not being doxed. Her name is on her. Oh, and you're saying people that, okay. Has to be accurate. Oh, and then there's this. Many people are not in the U.S. to get the person's real name. Well, my name's out there, you know. I guess if you're on YouTube or any other social media and you are, and you have a past that you don't want anybody to find out about, so you've used an alias, then I guess you wouldn't want anybody to be able to find you. Hell for that. No. CJ is not in Texas. I like that. I like the wink that you put after that. The riffraff is running YouTube. I don't think YouTube cares. I mean, they get the money, so, or Google or whatever. What is this? Can you explain that, crime scene? What has to be registered with Florida Department of Agriculture? Contest on YouTube? Oh, your name and address is given to the person who files a strike. Ugh. So when you get a strike, I don't know. Yeah, if you have children and families, you definitely don't want to be doxxed. Nightmare, she was kidding. I mean, Glitter Fighter, she was kidding. Natasha says she's in Texas, that she lives in Texas. She must have found a similar name or something. I don't know. Hey, Bright Nova, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, well, I like privacy too, but I mean, in the real world, I've been out in the public with work that I did and stuff. So people with families and children who work hard do not want nuts coming after their families. Right, right. No, nobody wants nuts coming after them either. Better put your glasses on, Glitter Fighter. I'll have to be honest, there's several who are in my ministry community or also in these chat rooms. They are the ones who brought my attention about these channels in the first place. Oh, wow. This is a big no. I do not want Molly Golightly or Bullhorn Betty showing up at my house. Ugh. If you hold a contest for karaoke or a raffle on YouTube and people give money to vote or raffle, the person holding that event must register the event with, oh, wow. Thanks for following up, Crime Scene. Wow. Well, I guess the thing y'all are saying, if you have a channel, you kind of can't really hide your real name by the time you share email links and stuff like that, because it just, right, I agree with you. The rules for the contest have to be written. Oh, okay. Glitter Fighter. There are psychotic people on social media. Exactly. There are psychotic people who are not on social media, and there are psychotic people who are in prison. And back in was it the 80s that Ronald Reagan took everybody out of, or let people out of mental institutions. So there was a big flood of people who can't really handle themselves in public are now out. Yeah, Pastor. Me too. Me too. YouTube needs to fix this, but it won't be the only other option. But the only other option is to run these people off the platform. Yeah, I mean, eventually, I think you could run somebody like Natasha off, but not until she finds another way to make the money that she's making. Oh, Molly is a big striker. Some guy died because someone wanted his Twitter name. I don't know about that. Oh, Pastor Mill, I'll have to go look for this. Thank you. Good for you. I'll have to go find that. I didn't see that. Your videos about Molly Golightly is, oh, yeah. I don't get why they, well, I was talking about that earlier. That's just ridiculous. How many felons, psychopaths, sociopaths are on social media? All of them? Really? Don't know. Yes, but it's the one on social media who is wreaking havoc from anywhere in the world. You haven't had a long criminal record and don't. Right. You can shut down for talking about COVID, but can't get a handle on people harassing people. Yeah. Weird. Barb, you should go live often. Well, this is my third live since I started this channel, the third this week. So here I am. Thank you. I will. Make sure you subscribe so you can see when I go live. I haven't met them on here yet. They're everywhere. Everywhere. There are people with mental illness. I suffer from depression and anxiety. My depression is currently held at bay. It did come up a few months ago, rather strongly. Oh, thank you, T. Sweet tea. I like that. It is brutal. The streets are brutal. The YouTube streets are especially brutal. Way more brutal than Facebook. Have always been more of a Facebook person. Yes, Pastor, depression is horrible. And one thing that keeps me from getting really depressed is to exercise, and that wasn't too difficult when I was a personal trainer this past year, because if I wasn't training or teaching a class, I was working out on my own. And now it's gotten a little bit more difficult because I don't want to go to the gym. I do run and hike and walk and stuff. And I have some equipment here I work out on. Thanks, Pastor Mill. You could pray for both my parents are elderly and going through that now. Yeah, the depression and anxiety is common. It is common, and yeah. So, and me, I don't know. You hear about people who have mental issues not wanting to take their medication. So, a few months ago, I decided to wean off of my medication. And when one day it was like, oh, no. You need the medication. So I bumped it back up to where it was supposed to be and kept on. Yes, exercise really is good. And it will keep a lot of issues as you age at bay. So, and I know because I'm old. Thank you very much, Irish. I try to be a good person. I'm real. What you see is what you get. Not putting on any airs or, yeah. And fresh air, sweet tea. Exactly. Has COVID affected my mental health? I don't think so, Pastor Mill, because it didn't affect my life. I was working at a gym whenever in 2021, whenever it started getting bad. And for 1 month, we were in shutdown and the gym closed. And so I was still able to exercise anyway. And I am an introvert. I stay at home a lot by myself. I'm by myself most of the time. And so COVID just really didn't get to me, but it is costing me a lot of money because of inflation, and food prices have gone up so much. So it is making life more difficult. I haven't lost anybody I was close to from COVID. I do know a lot of people who have been really sick and almost died. And I know people who have died, but nobody I was especially close to. So as far as that goes, COVID hasn't been too bad for me. But it is bad for a lot of people. Yeah, sweet tea. It's harmed some people, and I know a friend of mine. Her mother said one time it's given her more time to be with her kids, because one of her daughters lives in Boston, and she'll go there and stay for a couple of weeks and everything. And her daughter's a flight attendant, so she was getting off work a lot more because of it. Thanks, Pastor. Yeah, thanks for asking. I don't know. It just seems like for me, it just wasn't. It is starting to bother me more and more because it's lasting so long. Can we just get rid of it? I just wish we could just get rid of it. About time it was about to die out, and then now it's numbers higher than at any point during COVID, daily numbers. So T, you've got to spend more time with grandkids. That's great. Yeah, it's been a travesty for it. It's funny how many, not funny, haha, but odd how so many people are leaving their careers because they've discovered it. Just they can't do it anymore. And school teachers, medical professionals, that's two of the groups that I've noticed really are leaving their jobs. Just get out of there. Oh, wow. I know for a long time you couldn't visit people in the hospital. And then recently, when I went to see my father in the hospital, you have to stop and sign in and say which room you're going to and wear the mask and everything. But there for a long time, like you're saying, Pastor Mill, you couldn't go in the hospital. Oh, you taught the grandkids at your house. My neighbor across the street did that with her grandkids. Well, I think she went to their house. C-19 has made my job busier than ever, and the sadness of the families we help. Oh, wow. That's why a lot of people are quitting their jobs, because it's just too much stress. And I know a lot of people went into MLMs and stuff. A big influx went into that. I was in an MLM. I've never done an MLM to try to get rich or anything, but I actually was in two this time last year. And yeah, I think a lot of people did that because a friend of mine was asking, well, what all these people do when they quit their jobs? A friend of mine started a landscaping business to work for herself, and she's doing great. So, and working at home. Yeah, working at home's been good for a lot of people. It has been. If the businesses would continue to allow them, if they would continue to allow them after they found out it worked. Yeah, so nobody wants to work outside the home. Okay, so we've mulled around a few things, and I've learned some stuff today and some things I need to go do some research on. I need to research getting striped on here because I know it's just a matter of time until one of these channels gets me, whether that it's legit or not. So I got to make sure I'm legit. Oh, crime scene. May I ask you a question? Are more people doing? Has it increased crime and suicide? When you say death scenes, do you just mean somebody died because they had C-19, or because there is murder and stuff involved? Yeah, everybody have a great day. I just want to see what she says about this before I say goodbye. I really appreciate everybody being here and spending some time with me this Saturday afternoon here where I am. Let me see. Oh, their families could not check on them. Are you saying like they died at home alone and you have to go clean it up, or? Okay. And suicides are up due to depression and isolation. Yeah, but see, that's what Pastor Mill was asking me. I'm used to being by myself. So being in isolation for me hasn't been bad, but some people just can't function that way. We're not really made to function that way. And so, yes, and it's just it's hard. It's been hard for a lot of people. So we need to keep that in mind as we're interacting with people in our daily lives and also on the internet. So I want to thank everybody for being here, and thank you for playing in the chat, talking to me in the chat. And next time I go live, I will try to learn how to get people up here with me, and I'll maybe do a one-on-one. I don't want to do a big panel or anything. And so also I am going to find a true crime case that we can talk about, and maybe I'll give y'all a heads up about it beforehand so you can read up on it if you're not. Thank you. Thank you, crime scene. I'm glad everybody was here, like I said, and thanks for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. And everybody have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.